I'm Chris Foster. House Homeland Security Secretary Committee Republicans now advance impeachment charges against DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas over his handling of border security.
Texas Republican Michael McCall said the president's own Solicitor General once said,
impeachment is the proper remedy for dramatic abdication of statutory responsibility.
New York Democratic Congressman Dan Goldman argued,
the impeachment clause is not designed to remove bad policy.
He accused House Republicans of blocking negotiations over border legislation meant to address the crisis.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Interest rates are expected to remain unchanged today.
The focus will be on what Fed Chair Jerome Powell says about interest rate cuts. During the Fed's last meeting in December, officials penciled in 3/4 point trims over the course of this year.
Fox's Hillary Barsky. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And let's see, what can I say about today? Thank goodness it's Wednesday? No, it's hump day. It is.
That's right. We're halfway through.
And it's raining.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's a chilly rain out there, about 43 degrees or so. So be careful. And for goodness sakes, if you've got windshield wipers that are not up to par.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to ask you, do you have good windshield wipers?
Well, let's just say I found out this morning on a rainy morning that I need new windshield wipers.
And the first thing you said about that was, you only know if you need windshield wipers.
That's right.
If it's raining.
You only find out when it's raining.
Well, guess what? You got to do.
Yeah, they're smearing. And between that, you cannot see the lines on the road.
Mm-hmm.
There was pond there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, it was a wearisome ride in.
So you guys out there who are on your way, you're commuting or you're going wherever this morning, slow your butt down. And if you can see and read the driver's license plate in front of you, you're running too fast.
Exactly. And I will say most of the traffic was pretty slow this morning. It was good because, like I said, you cannot see the lines on the roads. There's so many roads here that need to be repainted.
Mm-hmm.
The lines and even the little reflectors is about the only thing that saves you.
Yeah, and if they're still there,
yes.
Some of the back roads are not even there.
Yes.
And today's the last day of the month.
Yes, it is.
How about that? February, right around the corner.
Why is it that January always feels like it's so long?
Because it is miserable weather, generally speaking. Cold.
It just feels
miserable.
Like it's 2 months rolled into one.
Yeah, it's only been a month ago that was Christmas.
Would you stop with Christmas?
Yeah, well, it was just a little over a month ago.
That's true.
5 weeks ago. And it was Christmas. And it was like, okay.
Seems like that was a
long time ago.
Yes. January always drags.
It does.
And guess what? It's time to start getting ready to do your taxes.
Would you hush?
Well, you brought up Christmas.
Oh, my God. Christmas is a lot nicer than tax day.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway.
I dread it because I told you last year, first time in my life I've ever had to pay. Ever.
Wow. The Naval Criminal Investigative Service has assumed responsibility for the investigation of a crime aboard Camp Lejeune. There are not a whole lot of details available at this point in time. About 10:15, I guess it was day before yesterday now, p.m., base law enforcement authorities apprehended a Marine suspected of involvement in the death of another Marine. It occurred at an on-base barracks room. Further details will be provided as they become available.
Interesting.
That's all we've got right now.
Local news has been saying it was a civilian. So,
well, they could have been a civilian at the barracks. I don't know. They're saying a Marine.
They're saying a Marine. Well,
so, who knows?
Interesting.
We'll have to find out. This is coming from something called Marines.
Yes.
So it's a page of one of those pages that you can find online.
Yes. I'm sure more will come out on the story.
Yeah, we'll know something later today
more.
For sure.
You know more. You had a story yesterday, which we didn't get to, about a sheriff's deputy that was injured in a vehicle accident.
Yeah, he suffered a broken arm and some other bruises. He was transported to the hospital, I think Naval, and because that's the trauma unit here.
Right.
And he was responding to an assistance call from another officer. And it was 3:00 in the morning on Sunday, and it was raining.
Mm.
And the highway on 258 where it happened was pretty well flooded. And he hydroplaned. And so he's going to be okay, but, got to recover from a broken arm. And no doubt he's pretty sore by now.
I imagine so.
So,
well,
kudos to him. And
yes.
hopefully he'll be back on duty soon.
Best wishes for a fast healing.
Yes, absolutely. What else do we have here this morning? We heard a little bit a few minutes ago about the stuff that's going on in the House.
Yes.
It's pretty intense and fairly lengthy, so I might as well jump into it. The House Homeland Security Committee, they've approved 2 articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, setting up for a floor vote as early as next week to impeach the guy. The committee voted to approve the 2 impeachment articles, which accuse Mayorkas of having repeatedly violated laws enacted by Congress regarding immigration and border security, and of having made false statements to Congress, claiming that the border is secure and closed and that DHS is in operational control of the border. Apparently, a majority of the House feels the same way that many, if not the majority of Americans feel, and that the way they see this border crisis is not secure. It's not secure. Anybody who makes that kind of a statement is just absolutely wrong. The articles will now go to the full House where they will be voted on. The vote came after a lengthy and at times pretty fiery hearing in which Republicans outlined their case for why Mayorkas should be removed from office for mishandling the crisis at the border, and Democrats accused Republicans of using the impeachment process for political purposes. Republicans spent the hearing making their case against Mayorkas, pointing to record high border crossings, with a record for monthly crossings having been broken in December, and mass releases of illegals into the interior. That means in the rest of the United States. So far, Mayorkas has volunteered to testify, but has not been called. Republicans have not asked for his testimony. He did send a letter where he claims that deportation flights have increased and that the apprehension rate is the same at 78% as that of the previous administration. Here's the problem, the mathematical problem with that argument. The actual numbers of illegals that have been caught and released to wander the highways and byways of this country, that's the problem. Mayorkas also claims that record quantities of fentanyl are being seized, but he doesn't discuss the record number of fentanyl overdose deaths. 112,000 total overdose deaths in 2023, up from 70,000 the year before. Got that? Most of those deaths are fentanyl related. And as Mayorkas maintains that Homeland is making a dent in the drug trafficking coming across the southern border, wrong. He and Biden have repeatedly said the illegal immigration is not just a problem for the United States, that is happening around the globe. I personally don't care about around the globe. I care about what's coming here, what's coming into North Carolina, what's coming into all of the states in this country. If the Secretary of State and the President cannot convince Mexico to stop the flow of illegals that are entering Mexico, then making their way all the way across Mexico to our southern border, then we need to look at sanctions on Mexico. All of this stuff is coming into Mexico first. And then there's just being green lighted straight to the United States of America. Nobody's stopping them. The overdoses cost taxpayers lots of money. Enforcement costs us a lot. The cost for enforcement has risen dramatically. And Homeland wants to hire more enforcement personnel, of course, at my expense and your expense. If this team cannot get the job done and can offer no clear route to cleaning it up, then this team should be fired. If the new team can't get it done, no need to wait 4 more years, fire them for failing to do their jobs, and then keep trying until you find somebody that can get the job done.
Everything's about politics. Everything.
Here's a guy that Biden should pay attention to. Former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang, campaigning for Democratic Representative Dean Phillips' primary bid against President Biden, said that former would win the election if it were held today. I don't think anybody has any doubts that that's the way it will happen. He said that voters across the country have negative feelings about Biden, including independents in Wisconsin and Arizona and Georgia and Michigan, he says, are the people who are going to essentially decide the race in November. Yang once ran as a Democratic candidate for president. Though Yang is campaigning for Phillips, he acknowledges that a majority of Democrats will openly support Biden in the primaries.
Well,
That's a kind of a given. The DNC is openly supporting Biden.
right.
He is the man,
As they would.
and probably should.
That's right. Wow.
But should they not also support in the primary, Miss former GOP lady, support all of the candidates equally, the Democratic candidates?
Well, generally the way it's done is you generally stay out of the primaries.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because if you're in the Democratic Party and you have several Democrats running, you generally stay out and take no sides. Is
Uh-huh.
it done? Yes, all the time. I've seen it state level. I've seen it local level.
Yep.
It's just the way it is. But pretty much I can tell you that those going into a primary, those parties pretty much already have a clue. They pretty much already know who's going to win. And what you don't see is all the stuff that's being done behind the scenes
Mhm.
to support that one candidate. So it goes on. There's rules. Did we
Now,
follow them? No.
Here in Onslow County,
Motion detected in the backyard.
there was a Republican elected to the school board
Yes.
some years ago who did a bunch of things,
Right.
and the GOP local party
Disavowed him.
disavowed him.
Right.
What would happen if the Democrat National Committee would disavow the president?
Well, it would certainly make news headlines for
Yes, it
sure.
would.
Would it happen? Probably not.
No, I'm sure it
I
won't.
don't- it won't happen because either side is not going to take the chance of losing. You have Republicans that are going to support Trump all the way to the end because they don't want to disavow him and give it up to the Democrats and vice versa.
Well, there is another Republican running. So if Trump is as bad as so many people say, including a lot of Republicans who have said they couldn't vote for him,
Right.
what happens why would they not disavow him? And,
But what would you disavow him on based on what? there's-
yes,
Yes. Yeah.
lying to the people, lying to Congress, lying here, lying there.
Right. I have talked.
And then should the GOP disavow him?
Well, the GOP is not going to disavow him at this point because they want a Republican to win the presidency.
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing on both sides. It's all politics.
Hmm.
If you were a Republican and you had your choice of a Democratic president or a Republican president, what would you do?
Well, I'm the guy that crosses party lines,
Right,
even
right.
when I was a party
Yes.
member. In a heartbeat.
Well, the unaffiliates are really growing in numbers.
Yes,
They've
there's a
taken
reason
over
for that.
Onslow County.
Yes.
Pretty much over the state. The party's really growing. Well, I wouldn't say it's a party, but it's unaffiliates. It's not a registered actual ballot during the primaries.
No.
But you'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And the No Labels Party is starting to take a role too. We have 156 in Onslow County registered as No Labels.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
What can
Things
they-
are changing.
What party can they vote for in the primary?
Anybody they want to, I imagine. But I'm still saying No Labels is going to come out with a nominee.
Yeah,
They're
well,
going to come out with somebody put on the ballot.
Well, when can they do that? Isn't
Um,
that too late for November?
No. I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to get Pat McCrory to call in because he's spearheading the No Labels in North Carolina. I'd like to hear what he's got to say.
I don't think I have his cell number anymore.
I used to, but that was way back.
Yeah, he's
so
probably
I'm
changed
sure
it
it's
6 or 8
not the
times.
same. Yeah, I'll have to work on that today. See if I can get him to call in and explain the whole No Label movement. That'd be interesting.
That would
I've
be
read
great.
a lot about it, but I'm like, okay.
Hey, coming up this morning, we've got Dr. Rosemary Stein, as usual, on Wednesdays,
Yes.
our health guru, and she's going to. We'll find out there about the flu and also COVID, which I keep reading more and more and more about.
I've
Heard some
known
more yesterday.
So many people around this area with COVID.
Yeah, another one of my friends, associates, tested positive yesterday.
Oh,
Or
no.
day before yesterday, maybe. Whatever day it was. Anyway, so he's at home.
Okay. Which he should be.
He should
Smart
be.
thing to do.
So we'll ask about that.
Then you've got that dreaded RSV that's been
Yeah.
going around.
And I don't know what I've had so many people tell me they've had this lingering cough for a couple of months on end.
Mm-hmm. I think that's attributed to the RSV. And I've also heard it could be a lingering effect from the COVID. So we'll have to ask Dr. Rose.
Yeah, well,
I know I had one for quite a while and it's gone. It's been gone, but I'm just like, wow,
I still got this
it's aggravating.
stupid little drainage.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know whether it's allergies or just general sinus issues or what.
And it drains right down the back of your
Uh-huh.
throat when you're trying to sleep at night and you're up coughing all night long.
Yep.
Irritating.
That's the way it goes.
And you used to be able to go to the pharmacy and sign for it over the county cough medicine with some codeine in it. See, that would always knock mine out right away. But you can't get it anymore.
Because it's used to make other stuff.
That's right.
Whatever.
Thanks a lot for those bad people.
Dang druggies.
Yeah, dang druggies.
Okay, let's take a break, do a little bit of
Yes.
weather. And if you've got a question for Dr. Rose, either send it to us, email it, text it to us, or send it to our Facebook page. Lee will get it. I won't. I would if I checked it, but I don't check it too often. And then again, right after Dr. Rose, we're going to have another healthcare specialist in.
Yeah, Healthcare Wednesday.
Yep, and he's Peter Wright. You guys have got questions for him. You can call when he's on the air. So because he's in the studio.
That's right.
Our number, 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. If there's a question you would like to ask Dr. Rosemary Stein, give us a call right after weather. You're live and local, Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSMA, WSMA971.com, around the world.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and Constitution.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, an Amber Alert has been issued early morning for an 8-year-old girl who went missing from Duplin County. That's not far away. Callie Holloman, age 8, is approximately 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighs 50 pounds. She has blonde hair, blue eyes, and freckles on her face. The victim is believed to be with Rhonda Layton Holloman. Rhonda is 38 years old, 5 feet 5 inches tall, and weighs 135 pounds. She has blonde hair and green eyes. Callie was last seen on Joe Johnson Road in Warsaw. She's believed to be in a black, UNK Acura MDX with a North Carolina license plate. Told me no. Anyone with information, please just dial 911 and tell them you're responding to the Callie Holloman Amber Alert.
Right.
That's a shame. We're looking at a mugshot of Rhonda, the woman that she's believed to be with.
Right.
Yeah, a mugshot. So anyway, okay. Want a boat? How about one of the 5 pontoons in stock right now at Tideline Marine in Jacksonville? The Aloha line of pontoons is unique to this area, though the company has been in business since the 1960s. You have to see these luxurious boats to be able to appreciate the quality. Check out all the rest of the pontoons offered first, then stop in at Tideline to see the best of the best. Speaking of the best of the best of all of the places in this area to buy a boat, to store a boat, to get service on your boat, voted by the readers of the Jacksonville Daily News for 2023 is Tideline Marine and Family. That is bragging rights, folks. And if you're looking to repower your trusty steed, perhaps that old motor like the old gray mare ain't what it used to be, why not mount a new Mercury on your transom? American made, American power, the only outboard motors that can say that they're made in the USA. Tideline Marine for all of your boating and fishing needs, from lures that the Tideline Pro staff recommends to boats, motors, and trailers. 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. A low-pressure system is bringing scattered to widespread rainfall to the area today, with clearing, drying occurring tonight. High pressure ridging in from the south will bring settled conditions Thursday ahead of a dry, cold front on Friday. A strong low-pressure system could impact the area late Sunday through early next week. A gale warning is in effect from 4 o'clock this afternoon through late tonight. Today, offshore northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 25, becoming northerly 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 35 later today. Seas 4 to 6 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, becoming rough later today. Northerly winds Thursday 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 knots, becoming northwesterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet, except 2 to 3 near shore. Dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. Friday, westerly winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet, except 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
And today we have a 70% chance of rain this morning, then mostly cloudy with a high near 53. North wind 5 to 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 17. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 32. Thursday, sunny with a high near 58. Northwest wind around 5 miles per hour, becoming light and variable. Thursday night, mostly clear, low at 39. And Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 64.
And we're back. And good morning, Robert. How are you?
Good morning, Rayford and Lee.
Good
I had
morning.
a question. What's your opinion on? We was at Walmart yesterday, and in the parking lot, there was a couple of people with clipboards asking people that are walking by them, "Have you registered to vote?"
I don't have a problem with asking people if they're registered to vote.
Because I don't know if they were asking them for a Republican or Democrat. They just basically ask them, "Have they registered to vote?" And people are signing, like put their names on some form.
Well, they can ask them, and the people they don't have to answer. They don't have to be part of it. I don't know whether they're Republicans or Democrats or whether they're carrying both party.
Were they wearing yellow shirts?
I think it was a green shirt.
Right, all pretty much in the same shirt.
Yes, yes.
Okay, there is a group, and they come out of Raleigh area that are with. They're supposed to be bipartisan, but they're Democratic. And every year around election time, they go to different places. They come to Onslow, and they're out there trying to register you to vote. But I will tell you that they're mainly a Democratic group, which is fine. But yeah, they are. I'll get you the name of this group in just a minute. I'm trying to remember. I know it has to do with Randolph, Jay Randolph or something. But yeah, it's an organization. They come out every year at election time and try to persuade you.
Called in and said something about it.
Here's the thing that I would have a problem with. If I was a voter and or a person and I had not registered to vote, if I go up to them and I say, okay, I will fill out, do you have a Republican affiliation card that I can fill out? Or if they just got a Democrat,
right.
And they say, well, you pick which one you want. And if I was a Republican and going to vote in the Republican primary, and I picked out one of those to sign it, how do I know that it's ever going to be turned into the Board of Elections?
Right.
And same thing if I was a Democrat and this party was leaning Republican. How would I know that anything that I filled out would ever be turned in? I might think that I'm registered, and then it turns out, nope, I ain't registered.
Yes.
I would suggest anybody that needs to be registered, or if you need to check your registration, contact your local Board of Elections.
Absolutely.
Go through that way. I know that the Republican Party has set up voter registrations in the past, as well as the Democratic Party. Me personally, if I was not involved in any of that, I would go down to the Board of Elections and fill out the form there and hand it to them, so I know it was being processed.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust them. To be honest with you, not that they're up to anything, but even if the GOP is setting up a booth or a location to sign people up, all well and good, but things can fall through the crack.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, Robert.
Thanks
Have a good
for
one.
calling.
Good to let you know. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Best of the family.
I've got to find the name of that. I cannot remember right now. I know there's there's a new one, the North Carolina Project Works, that's been out doing it, but I'm trying to think of the name of the group that comes to Onslow. And every year at the polls, they set up a table.
There's one faith-based group that does the same thing in other places. I don't know that it's been here. No, I don't know. Okay, we're waiting here for Dr. Rose. She should be, our phone should be lighting up here any moment.
Right.
Valentine's Day, folks, 2 weeks from today.
Candy. Chocolate.
Candy.
Chocolate time.
You like chocolate?
Yeah, I like chocolate,
Okay.
but only in small boxes.
I
Very
figured,
small.
I figured you would be one of those flower ladies. Flower
Well,
chocolate.
yeah, I love flowers too. Yeah, I mean, but I think Valentine's Day is just spending some quality time together and enjoying it.
Wonder why it's on February 14th.
I'm not sure. We'll have to look up the story. Why is it always expected that the men buy the women flowers? You're a man. Tell me.
Why somebody should not buy me flowers?
No, why is it that it's always become more of a tradition for the men to have to buy the women flowers and candy and diamonds and et cetera? Maybe a boat.
A boat now I could take, not a problem. You want to buy me a boat? Come on.
Oh,
Want to buy me a
gosh.
couple of motors? Come on.
Okay.
But flowers, I like even flowers. I just don't think I would care for receiving flowers so much. That's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love them.
Whatever.
I'm just sad they die.
Well, if you plant them, they won't. If you get them with the roots on them, they won't die.
True.
Right away, anyway.
True.
Dr. Rosemary Stein, good morning. Do you like flowers or chocolate better for Valentine's?
Definitely a chocolate person.
See, there you go.
Okay.
All right, girlfriend. Chocolate. Remember that, everyone.
I have very specific taste when it comes to chocolate. I love a company out in Asheville. It's called French Broad Chocolate.
Mm.
They make the best chocolate in the world.
What kind of chocolate? French?
It's called the French Broad because of the river.
Oh, okay. French Broad
and
River.
Yeah, it's in downtown Asheville.
Okay. So is it worth driving from here? I mean, it's 400 miles from here, 300 miles.
You might have a couple of other things that you'd like to see.
Oh, okay.
What? Now, where was that at?
In Asheville.
Kelly goes close to that when she goes to pick up her mom. We could put in an order.
Yeah, oh my gosh, you can actually order them online.
Oh gosh, here
They're
we
a
go.
little pricey. They're like $30 a box, but for a special occasion, I mean,
How big-
flowers are going to cost you close to that.
How big is
So,
that box?
It's not very big.
Oh, boy. Well, I can go to the yard and pick some flowers.
Mm.
Okay, let's talk about children's health.
Yes, let's talk about children's health.
You know, understand reading this morning that the RSV has really hit hard in children.
Is that specifically around you guys, or have you read it?
We were reading a national article on it, and they were showing states like South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, I think a part of New York or something really getting hit hard with it.
We did. It seems like the number of cases of RSV has been decreasing in the last couple of weeks.
Good
We're
news.
getting a lot of flu B right now.
Ooh.
A lot. So maybe every third kid that comes in with a fever has flu B. Flu A is just about gone. RSV is still present but making its way out. Strep just stays around and perseveres no matter what. And we still have a lot of viruses that are not typeable.
Hmm. Okay.
And a lot of
Interesting.
so stomach bugs coming
Well,
up.
that's kind of what we were discussing too, off mic a little earlier. So many people that I know had this lingering cough. You can't trace it to anything. No fever associated with it. Mine, I got just almost constant sinus drainage. I don't have sinus issues. I have not had sinus issues, and I don't have too much in the way of allergies. But I got this little lingering nasal drip, I guess they call it, and drainage down into my lungs.
Yeah, and if a person has had it for that long, you might want to see your doctor first of all, because the lining of your airways in your throat and your upper airways may be a bit damaged.
Mm-hmm.
So that might already be a bronchitis. So if you haven't been treated, it's good to see your doctor and see if he or she thinks that you have bronchitis and get that treated. And you might need some like albuterol, something to open up your airways so you can breathe better and you don't feel like you're working a little bit to take a breath.
Okay. Mucinex, does that work?
For mucus, it's excellent. I don't take it much, but my patients and the parents say that when I recommend it, it works very, very well.
Okay, I've got some of that up there. Maybe I'll go.
I can't
a
take
few.
it. It makes my heart race. It scared me the first time I took it.
There were different types of Mucinex. Just make sure you take the one that's only an expectorant and not
Okay.
a decongestant.
All right.
Oh.
That may be the difference then.
I don't know. I have not paid. I just pick up the box that says Mucinex. I didn't look at anything else. Didn't know I was supposed to.
Okay.
It's the one with the D word. It's guanfacine, and make sure it just says that, and it doesn't say any like a decongestant like diphenhydramine or something like that.
Okay. There's one box that I bought, I think it said DM on it.
That one also has the stuff for cough, and sometimes that can give you some other symptoms as well. So, but if you're not coughing, don't take the one that says DM. Just take the one that just says it's a decongestant.
Okay. Well, I do have some cough that goes along with that stuff, trying to get it up. So I'll see. What COVID? I'm getting more and more reports of COVID from here. Everybody I know seems like they're having symptoms, and sometimes it's the second, third go around.
It's very hard to differentiate COVID now from the flu, or just almost even from the common cold, except for the fever. So be on the lookout. It's not been as dangerous as it was in the past by any means, so that's good news. But for example, we had a little 6-month-old, and Daddy had a fever, and she came in and she had COVID, and she developed croup from it. So she looked okay the first day. The next day she was a little bit sicker, and when I took a look at her, her ears were infected and she had croup as well.
Oh no!
So yeah, and she looked absolutely miserable, poor little thing.
Oh, bless her, and to be so little.
Oh yeah,
And the thing about being that young is it's really hard to tell as a parent what exactly is wrong, because they can't tell you.
That's right. All they can do is cry.
That's right.
Oh.
That's exactly right. And so Mom still is alarmed about the whole COVID thing. So when I say COVID, she starts crying. And I'm like, no, it's not quite like that anymore. So she's going to do okay, but we have to keep an eye on her and give her plenty of fluids. And that's an important thing. If your child is sick, please, please, please make sure you double or triple the amount of clear fluids, preferably water or some electrolyte fluids like Pedialyte that you can give them.
Okay.
Would Pedialyte work on adults too?
Oh, absolutely. It's a good replenisher of electrolytes. The thing is, I think it's more expensive than Gatorade, which is, it has a little bit of a different amount of sodium and potassium and all that, because the one in Gatorade is supposed to mix sweat. But they can be interchanged. Just like Pedialyte on the smaller ones, under a year of age, I don't like to give them the Gatorade.
Yeah. Right. But Gatorade would be very good for adults too.
It's a great substitute.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cheaper and
good to know.
Yeah.
I got some bottles right back there.
Yes, you do.
I keep them in the chiller too.
Very good.
Now that going on a different topic there, but I sometimes get leg cramps, and I'll get up and get a bottle of Gatorade, and it will go away.
You might have leg cramps because your calcium or your potassium are low.
Probably.
And so, yeah, if you can look up foods that are high in potassium and calcium, maybe like bananas, and make sure that you have one a day if you don't usually have them.
No, I don't. That's just never a food product that I enjoyed, except during the
bananas.
Sliced bananas with some mayonnaise and a couple of pieces of bread is good.
Peanut butter and honey too. Wow.
All right, Dr. Rose. Thank you.
All right, that was fun. I'll look forward to talking with you next week.
Yes, ma'am. You have a great week.
Let's take a break here. Live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone. This is John Davis, Mayor of Swansboro, also candidate for County Commissioner here in Onslow County. And I would ask for your vote. Just want to say thank you out to my Swansboro staff and what they are doing to make our town be as beautiful as it is. As I like to say, that we are the diamond in the ring for Onslow County. Shout out to my staff and the hard work that y'all do in Swansboro. And certainly to my Dairy Queen, invite all of you that come through Swansboro to stop at the Dairy Queen and visit with us. And my staff there will love on you and take care of you and hopefully get you some really delicious ice cream, or if you're also hungry for lunch or dinner, we do have some really good hamburgers and chicken tenders, so you can enjoy those as well.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vented cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we got another strange story here, and a disturbing story as well. A Pennsylvania man has been arrested in connection with the beheading of his father.
What?
The body was found in a home in Middletown Township. Police responded to the house in Levittown following a report of a death. After officers entered the home, they found a man dead downstairs. The victim was found beheaded inside a bathroom. Detectives say what they call a person of interest. They found him at a National Guard training facility. He was taken into custody. The man is believed to be the victim's 33-year-old son, who shared a disturbing video on YouTube in connection with the crime. The investigation is ongoing.
He shared it on YouTube?
Yeah, that's what it says here. I'm sure it's been taken down by now, but
sick.
that is just, yeah. There are some mean, bad people in this country.
Absolutely.
Florida's governor, we know him, Ron DeSantis, is pushing to remove a Minnesota Democrat from the U.S. House of Representatives.
Why?
Ron DeSantis urged, expel from Congress, denaturalize, then deport, referring to U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar.
Oh, well.
Who was taking criticism from the right for comments she made privileging Somalia over the United States. As Newsweek notes, Omar recently told a crowd of Somali American constituents that she was Somalian first, Muslim second, and I'm here to protect the interests of Somalia from inside the U.S. system.
There's so much I can say about
those are
that.
words that,
Well, now that you're a U.S. congressman, don't you represent the United States too?
everybody
Everybody.
supposed to be. That's the whole point.
Right.
Apparently, she sees things a little bit
She
differently
likes
than,
to create controversy
than
for
the
sure.
other folks. Let's see, what do we got? Break anything new?
Nothing really. I saw we were talking about this news article, Jacksonville Daily News, this morning.
Mhm.
It was very interesting. It's about a couple of Jacksonville business owners that are asking for a change to city codes after recent visits from a code enforcement officer left them with hefty fines.
Oh,
The owner of OCC Auto and Truck Accessories, Joe Puffley, has been a business owner in Jacksonville for 35 years. His business is located on Lejeune Boulevard for 22 of those years. Recently, he got a visit from a code enforcement officer saying he was in violation of signage in displays. He said,
Signage was where?
in front of his business.
Uh-huh.
And he said the sign's been out there for 20 years. But according to the Jacksonville codes, outdoor display area should not occur within 100 feet of the right-of-way.
Uh-oh.
So, but the problem is, this was written back when Jacksonville Lejeune Boulevard was two
Two-lane
lanes,
highway.
and now it's 6 lanes.
Mhm.
And the right-of-way comes all the way up to his sidewalk.
Yeah.
So he's not the only business owner that is being affected by this, but they went before the city council and pled their case. He said right now, he said, I have 5 parking spots. All of them are considered to be in the right of way.
Mhm.
When you were coming from at 45 miles an hour, you have a blink of an eye to see my business. So his property is 50 feet wide and he has a 50-foot section. If I don't do something to grab the attention of the people driving by my business is going to close. But I have to say, he went before the city council and they listened to his complaints along with Greg Popkin, owner of the Furniture Plus and High Point Furniture. And it's like Greg said, he said, I've been here 46 years out of high school working and I've done everything right. I feel like I get to this point and I've got somebody sending code enforcement officer down here like I'm a criminal and it's ridiculous. And while he was pleading his case, Mayor Sammy Phillips stopped him at that point, then addressing the issue himself, agreeing with the business owners. So the city council's going to do a workshop on it. They're going to take a look at it.
Reassessment here.
Yes. And yeah, but you know, if the sign's been there 20 years, why are you just now getting a visit?
Well, sign may have been there 20 years, but the road wasn't that
That's
wide.
true,
And somebody
that's true.
somebody was obviously reading some of the rules and regulations and came
Right.
across this antique
Right.
requirement.
Well, I like what the mayor said. He said, I have to sympathize with them. They're losing businesses left and right to these big chains that come in here and can put up these huge advertising signs and that they're at a disadvantage. But Morgan Starling wrote this article. It's an excellent article. This is Jackson Daily News, but
Good.
even the city attorney agreed that the city should act accordingly. So it's going to be interesting to follow this story. But you think about it. If you do go down Lejeune Boulevard, when you pull into a business, I mean,
There's not a lot of room.
No, well, backing out is the worst
Yes,
because
it
you're
is.
just about backing out into traffic. So, and you know, Lejeune Boulevard is 45 miles an hour and the common speed is 60. So,
Pretty much. If you run 45, you're going to get run over.
yes,
So
that's
watch out.
right. So be careful.
Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll get our 7:50 break out of the way here, and we'll be chatting with Peter Wright as soon as we get back. He is our he's our expert on Medicare, Medicaid, and pretty much all insurance plans. So we'll be talking to him. If you've got a question today, now will be your moment to call. You've got some limited time still to do things. So go ahead and get in line, and we'll take your calls as soon as we get back. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
And Roofing specializes in residential, commercial, interior, and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting Maintenance, power washing, and roofing. Fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting Maintenance and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Wismar and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we have a caller here before we get with Peter here going on. Hey, Jack, what's up?
Good morning, Rayford. I wanted to call in and give you some information that you may or may not be able to have, and you can do your, as you always do, you do your own research to determine what I'm telling you is actually factual. This and it's concerning the sales tax. I've heard a lot of the candidates that's running for county commissioner saying that we need to switch property tax for sales tax. And as I tried to do that when I was on the board to get the quarter-cent sales tax, and I even asked Senator Brown that was in office then about getting a half a cent. But the ceiling, Rayford, the ceiling in North Carolina is 7.5 cents. That's the maximum sales tax that can be initiated in the state of North Carolina and the counties. And the eligible part of the sales tax that's available for Onslow County is a quarter-cent increase as a maximum. Now, that quarter-cent generates around $5 million. So a whole penny would generate, of course, you multiply it by 4, $20 million. But there's only a couple counties that has the 7.5 cent, and those were authorized for public transportation only. That extra money goes for public transportation. I think Mecklenburg County has it. That's one that I remember. But Harry and I talked about this at length many, many times. And unless you have the local delegation to approve the quarter-cent sales tax, you have to have all of them to be on board with it. Now, that may or may not happen now, but all I was asking for when I was on the board was to allow Onslow County to put the quarter-cent increase on the ballot and let the people vote for it. Now, we did that before when it was 6 3/4 cents, and we did get a quarter-cent, and that was dedicated for schools and public safety. And it went before the voters, and the voters approved it. But 7.5 cents is the top sales tax for the state of North Carolina. It would take legislative action in order to increase that. Now, I think that sales tax is the way to go, but you're going to have a statewide bill introduced to allow any more than 7.5 cents. And that would be ideal if we could get the quarter cent to reduce that amount on the property owners and take that burden of the property owners of financing the county operation and the cities. But you have, and Harry explained to me that low wealth counties like Jones County, they only have a population of 10,000 people.
Right.
And there is no retail, not a lot of retail
Very little.
businesses in Jones County. So they would, if sales tax for Jones County, they would dry up and die because they wouldn't be enough sales tax paid to fund the county operations, which is 80% is mandated that they fund. I just want to throw that out there to you, and I know you've got other guests coming on the show, but sales tax is the way to go. Now, South Carolina, each city in South Carolina enacts their own sales tax in addition to the state tax, and that's authorized by statute in South Carolina. So if you go to Myrtle Beach, you pay sales tax, and if you stay in a motel, you pay occupancy tax, and then you pay municipal tax. So you look at your receipt and you'll see all those taxes on there. And that could happen in North Carolina, but it's going to have statewide legislation on it.
Right now, the highest, the county with the highest tax rate is Durham County, 7.5%, and Mecklenburg County is the next one at 7.25%, and the rest of them are 7% or 6.75%. I don't think that's anything below 6.75%.
No, it's 6.75 is the norm, but there's a lot of low wealth counties that has to depend on property taxes in order to survive. But I don't know how that would work if we went straight sales tax statewide. The larger counties, the higher wealth counties, would have to supplement some of those low wealth counties in order for them to survive.
That's a good point.
And Harry and I talked about that.
Yeah, well,
But,
for instance,
you
Jones County, the folks in Jones County, they're going to shop in New Bern or Jacksonville.
Right.
That's right. That's right. And they spend their money in those jurisdictions and other counties. And
we do appreciate it, but, it's not fair to them either.
Absolutely. But I just wanted to the folks that's running for office, they need to do a little bit of research about saying they want to change everything to sales tax and replace property tax. That's almost impossible. And I'll call in another time and talk about meeting with municipalities on a regular basis and how that works out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Another county in North Carolina has a 7.5. That's Orange County.
That figures. Jack, one quick question. Even if we were to raise the sales tax by 1/4 or 0.5%, and we drop property taxes, what would be the downfall for dropping property taxes for Onslow County?
The only downfall is, as has been mentioned several times on the show and people calling in, Camp Lejeune is the economic engine for Onslow County.
Right.
If we were to depend on sales tax, look what happened during Desert Storm in 1990 when the Western Boulevard was basically vacant and all the troops were deployed, and the families of those troops, they moved away. They went back home. And thank goodness the war only lasted about 6 months, and then the troops were back and we recovered. But if something were to happen to Camp Lejeune and we were dependent solely on sales tax, then we would be in trouble financially because there wouldn't be enough people paying sales tax in order to keep the city and the municipalities and the county operating.
That's
That's
great
the only
point.
downside.
Yeah, I remember, I wasn't living here at the time, but I remember covering the stories out of Wilmington and barbershops, beauty salons, lounges, the bars downtown, all that sort of good stuff in those days. They just went kind of.
You could go into
have a
any
problem.
restaurant and have no waiting time.
Yep. Okay.
Well, another thing too, the car dealerships, the
Yes.
franchise car dealerships, they suffered terribly because they depend on the trade from the military, buying and trading cars in and doing, service work for them. And a lot of those companies, and I know because my wife worked with Lincoln Mercury at the time, and they cut her pay in half when she worked there and cut her hours back. And we didn't really depend on her salary, but there was a lot of people that worked there that got their salaries cut, and they were in really big trouble trying to get meals. Thankfully, in 6 months, it came back, but it still was a long time recovering.
I understand. All right, Jack. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jack.
Take care.
All right, take care. Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Peter Wright when we come back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. House Republicans are closer to impeaching Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas with last night's Homeland Security Committee vote unanimous along party lines. There could be a full House vote next week.
The impeachment articles charge that Mayorkas, quote, refused to comply with federal immigration laws amid a record surge of migrants. They also claim he has, quote, breached the public trust in his claims to Congress that the U.S.-Mexico border is secure.
Fox's Marianne Rafferty. Talks in China to fight fentanyl trafficking are described as a productive start.
White House official Jen Daskal welcomed what she called a real spirit of cooperation, but said she needs to see the results. While finished fentanyl seems to have stopped flowing from China to the United States, precursor drugs are still making their way across the Pacific.
Talks with Jonathan Stowers, President Biden, and China's President Xi announced the talks at their meeting in November. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
Okay, officially, Peter, welcome in. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming in, as always.
Long
Braving.
time.
Is it still raining? Or had to stop?
I think it basically stopped. It wasn't.
That's good.
How's your windshield wipers?
They're good.
These are not.
No, mine are not.
Oh, okay.
She's going to get
We're getting new ones today.
She's going to get it fixed today.
My rear ones are awful. I have two windscreen wipers at the back of my vehicle too, and they go. But the front ones are great.
That was a British noise, wasn't it? British windshield wipers.
That was interesting.
Well, they should be Japanese, really, because it is a Japanese car. But yeah, I don't know what make I put on there. So
I buy American. Well, I say that. Most of the parts are made overseas. So.
Yeah, all those chips were anyway, for sure. First of all, let's just tell people what you do. You're a Medicare, Medicaid, and various insurance guru. You can advise people. You can help them decide what plan they want to take and get or not. You can answer their questions.
yes, that's basically it. I help people. Essentially, I help people with Medicare, and often they may have Medicaid as well. So I know the ins and outs of that, and or they may get extra help, or various different programs, or they'll be veterans, and I can tell them how that works with Medicare and how they can get the best benefits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where can people find you these days?
Well, I'm still operating out of the Walmart on North Marine Boulevard. I've got a kiosk there, and that's for this week. I'm there Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoons. But next week, which is February, I'll be there on Tuesday, February the 6th, from 9 o'clock through till 6, with an hour off for lunch between 1 and 2. So that's basically the whole day on Tuesday next week, and Wednesday morning from 9 till 11.
Okay.
I'm going to an awards ceremony in the afternoon. That's why I've had to change my times around.
All right. So Tuesday and Wednesday you'll be there at 9 o'clock, and
Next week.
Next
Yeah.
week, and then Wednesday you're there only from 9 till 11.
Yeah.
And but Tuesday you'll be there all day.
That's right. That's for next week, and this,
And this week, today's Thursday. No, today's Wednesday.
Wednesday. So I'm there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Right.
Yeah. In the afternoon.
Yeah.
From 2 till 6.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you don't take a break for lunch then. You better eat your lunch first, right?
I've had my lunch. Yeah.
Okay. Medicaid expansion. We talked about a few things last week. Medicaid expansion, extra benefits, and Medicare savings programs. You've looked into some of that too since last week, right?
Yeah, well, we were covering a lot of information last week, and I was putting together a schedule together for something else for today. And I just thought, you know what, I should actually go back and just highlight a few more things, especially about Medicaid, because Medicaid and extra help, the Medicaid expansion is new, and there's a lot of people that don't know about it. I've met so many people during this last year but haven't realized that they qualify for extra help. So with both those programs, people are missing out on them. And what I thought I'd do is just go over, quickly summarize the points again, and just go over how that really does affect you in terms of your plans, and go through the types of plans and the extra benefits that you get. So basically, starting December the 1st, there was an additional 600,000 people that are covered by the Medicaid expansion. And that was for adults from age 19 through 64. Even though that's only from age 19 to 64, I asked social services, what happens if you're older than 64? And they said, look, still put an application in, because it's worthwhile, doing so.
So could I perhaps end up with Medicare and Medicaid?
It depends on what your income is, but they couldn't give me, and I haven't been able to get a full a description of what happens if you qualify for Medicaid, because you're 64 and 10 months and you get Medicaid. What happens when you turn 65? Do you lose that Medicaid or not?
Mm-hmm.
And I've asked a couple of people at social services, and they've basically said, put an application in, whatever your age is, because we've got a lot of different programs, and you may, they couldn't give me an answer.
But it's going to depend upon your salary or your income.
On your income, yes. Yeah. And the income for that, for the Medicaid expansion, it covers people that have income up to, this won't mean much, up to 138% of the federal poverty limit. So if I go over that, that's basically if you're making less than 20,000 plus minus for singles, if you're single in a year, or 27,000 for a family of two, or 34,000 for a family of three, and so on. It goes up the more you have in your family. The quickest way to apply for Medicaid is actually, you can do it online. As they've got a website, ePass. That's epass.nc.gov. So that is one way, and they say it can take up to 45 days. The other way I would suggest is actually going to 600, if you're in Jacksonville, going to 612 College Street. There were a couple of people there when I went, helping about 5 or 6 people with doing applications, because it's a long application.
Oh boy.
And it's not complicated, but it's you could have enough questions on it. So it's that is another way that I would do it, and probably a pretty painless way of doing it. It looked like they've got sufficient people to help, and it was going okay. And they told me it was just a trickle of people coming in. That's why I'm decided to go over this again. They said there's a lot of people that still don't know about the Medicaid expansion.
Okay.
So what does that give you? If you get Medicaid expansion, it includes services like primary care, hospital stays, maternity care, vision and hearing, dental and health care, and so it provides you with a lot of extra benefits. and it provides you with, if you're on a Medicare plan, for instance, let's say, because we've got Blue Cross has filed this radio show with the CMS, I can talk about the Blue Cross plans in detail. So let's say you're on an ordinary Blue Cross plan.
Right.
If you go into hospital, the Essential Plus plan, for instance, if you go into hospital for days 1 through 5, you pay $335 per day for the days that you're in there. After that, it's $0. If you go to see a specialist, you'd pay a $25 copay in this area. If you use an ambulance, it's a $275 copay.
What about a helicopter?
Yeah, including a helicopter. Yes. Yeah.
It's a $275 copay?
It's $275 copay, whether it's a helicopter or a ground vehicle, which is quite cool. And all the companies actually do, well, all the companies I've come across do that. They cover them both for the same price. Because I understand that if you actually paid for that, it would be somewhere around about 65,000, which is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now, so we've spoken about, those are just some of the things we've spoken about. If you, if you have procedures done, you may pay $75 for MRIs, CT scans. It'll be somewhere between 20% of the cost or 150% copay, $150 copay. If, however, you've got Medicare and you get the Medicaid expansion, and you qualify for one of these DSMP plans, that's a dual special need plan, then if you go into hospital, your costs, instead of being $335 per day, are $0 per day. If you see a specialist, it's a $0 copay. Now, but that's part of this. These benefits are because you got the Medicaid. So these ones I'm talking about right now, if you get Medicaid, whether you get a DSMP plan or not, these costs will go to $0. So if you go to hospital, it's $0 copay. If you go to see the specialist, it's $0 copay. If you need emergency care, it's a $0 copay. If you use an ambulance, it's a $0 copay. If you, all these are, basically what you'll get if you get a DSM, if you get Medicaid. But in addition to that, you get a lot of other extra benefits with a DSMP plan. For instance, you get dental benefits with the Blue Cross plan. You get unlimited dental, which includes 4 implants. So 1 in each quarter of your mouth. You get money loaded onto a card that you can use for healthy food. And that's, from memory, it's $257 a month. And so you can use that. I'm just trying to check and see the actual, $257 per month. So that's, you can use that for over-the-counter stuff, or healthy food and household items.
Who determines what is healthy food?
Well, so alcohol and chips and so on, things like that are not healthy, not considered healthy food. I presume it must be the insurance companies that do that. They want people, they're trying to keep people healthy, and they're giving them extra benefits to help them. And so it must be,
they're not looking at certain types of brands or anything like that.
No, because you can use this card at CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, participating retailers like those. So it's
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, This is just one DSMP plan I'm talking about. There are a couple of others in Onslow County. This one is unique in the fact that it has unlimited dental. So if you've really got a bad, if you've really got bad teeth, this would be one to look at. There are other plans too. And basically what I do is I look and see which one suits a person better. But what I wanted to show with this is that, you get the dental, you get the food card, you get more vision as well, benefits. I think with this plan, it's $400 or $500 for vision, instead of the $300 that you'll get on the ordinary Blue Cross plan, the Essential Plus plan. So you really do benefit by if there's a chance that you qualify for Medicaid, for the Medicaid expansion, then the message is get out there and apply for it, because it really is worthwhile.
And you can go over this with them if they come to see you.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a good way to do it. Peter will be today at 2:00.
2 till 6.
2 till 6 today.
Yeah.
And so if you're at the Marine Boulevard Walmart, he's up front in one of the kiosk areas.
Right next to the Vision Center.
Yeah, there you go. Look for the Vision Center. I think everybody knows where that is. And that's the Marine Boulevard location, right at Western Boulevard and right behind the Golden Corral.
That's right.
Okay, good. And I'll give you something else. If you're 65 or older, on weekdays between 1 and 3 p.m. at the Golden Corral, that whole meal is $10.99 instead of the whatever it is. You save a few dollars.
Oh, when is that?
Each day after 1 o'clock, from 1 to 3.
Oh,
Peter, you could be saving money on your lunch.
All you eat there from 1 to 3.
Forget that McDonald's.
I have put on 19 pounds in 3 months. I lost 27 or 28 pounds for that wedding, but my son had.
But you found out some of it, right?
And I filled up again.
Well, they have healthy food from the food bar at Golden Corral.
Yeah,
you're getting 10% off, right?
I don't know what
or
it is.
something. How much you spend at McDonald's every day? I know burgers are ridiculous.
I've actually, I haven't gone to McDonald's. I've started going to Wendy's, and also too, there's a Mediterranean. I think it's El Pino or something up the road, up Western Boulevard. That's actually they've got some really good food too. So I've been using those.
Well, you got a lot of restaurants here to choose from.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a weather break. We'll be right back. If you've got a question for Peter, now's the time to call 910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. You're live and local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean car. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, this time of year, a man's thoughts turn to boats. A lot of men. How about one of the new five pontoon boats in stock right now at Tie-Dye Marine in Jacksonville? Do yourself a favor. Why don't you go shopping around and look at the pontoon boats, look at the quality of them, look at the way they're built, look at the seating arrangements and all that sort of good stuff. And if you're in the mood for a pontoon boat, then take all that information, take pictures of them if you want, then come on down to Tie-Line and check out the Aloha line of pontoons. They actually have 3 tunes. They're more stable than the traditional pontoon boats, and they can move faster too. The business is the Aloha business has been in business for 50, 60, 70 years now. So they've been putting off boats like you haven't ever seen. They've got to be doing something right. You've got to see these luxurious boats to be able to appreciate the quality. Tie-Line Marine has got that and all sorts of boats, including lawn fishing boats, great for the rivers, the backwaters. They got some aquasport, offshore and nearshore fishing boats are all in stock right there, right now. If you just want to repower your boat, why don't you get you an American-made, American power, the only motors made in the USA. Those are Mercury Outboards. Tie-Line Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Gale warnings in effect from 4 o'clock this afternoon until...
Around 8:43 a.m. continuing over the next
Is that me?
3 hours. Rain will be light at times.
I guess we got some kind of weather
It's
alert.
a rain alert. What in the world? I couldn't get an amber alert, but I got a rain alert.
Okay. Northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots today with gusts to 25, northerly 20 to 25 with gusts to 35 this afternoon. 4 to 6 footers, except 2 to 3 near shore. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop, becoming rough later today. Tomorrow, northerly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 25. Northwesterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. 4 to 6 footers. Dominant period 8 seconds tomorrow. Sounds and rivers choppy. Friday, westerly winds 10 to 15, seas 4 to 6, except 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop.
And today we have a rain alert.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out right
We
now.
have a 70% chance of rain this morning, but then mostly cloudy with a high near 53, north wind 5 to 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 17. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 32. Thursday, sunny with a high near 58. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 64. And Saturday and Sunday are looking to be sunny with averages of around in the mid 50s for temperature.
I'm looking at their most recent information here. I do not find anything about a rain alert.
Where did it come from?
I don't know. That's your source there.
I don't know. My phone muted, so I was like, "Who's doing that?" Peter, what are you doing?
Mine are muted.
Mine didn't go off.
I just checked local area, and it says heavy participation has been detected near Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. So that's what it is.
Those windscreen wipers.
Yeah, I don't need those windshield wipers. Oh no.
Okay, Peter. Let's see what happens. We've already talked about if you've got Medicare and you get Medicaid, you can benefit sometimes if it's the right stuff.
Yes, yeah.
The Medicaid can provide you better coverage than the Medicare plans.
Yeah, and you get a special enrollment period. I didn't mention that. Once you qualify for Medicaid, that gives you a special enrollment period where you can sign up for one of these DSMP plans. DSMP stands for Dual Special Needs Plan, and in actual fact, you can with that special enrollment period, because you've got Medicare and Medicaid, you then are able to make one change every quarter for the first 3 quarters of the year. Okay. And it takes effect on the first of the month following that change, that you've made that change.
Why would you want to make any kind of a change?
Well, if you've got a standard plan, when I say standard plan, say you've got a Blue Cross Essential Plus plan and you get Medicaid, then you'll want to make a change to get that DSMP plan. Why would you want to make another change if you've got that? Perhaps there's something about that plan you don't want and you want to move to one of the other ones. Normally, I mean, some people move between the plans, but I found the people I've put into them, we've picked the best plan that suits their needs, and they've basically stayed in that plan.
Okay.
I've got about almost 70 people on DSMP plans, and they basically stay in the plan that we chose for them.
Okay, and this extra help thing?
Extra help. So I just wanted to mention that again, because I've probably come across 30 people in the last year who weren't aware of it, who I helped sign up for extra help, which also gives them a special enrollment period and lets them get into a plan that gives them more benefits as well. Not as rich as if you have Medicaid, but it certainly helps you. So extra help is for people that it's also based on income and resources. Income limit for extra help is a bit higher than for Medicaid. So if you're pulling in less than $1,843, so it's $1,843 if you're single, or $2,485 if you're married, then you may well qualify for extra help. And what that will do is reduce your drug costs dramatically, and it will also you no longer have to pay the premium for the health portion, for the medicine portion, PDP portion of your plan, whether that's a standalone PDP plan or a Medicare Advantage plan. So I come across people that are on an ordinary plan or don't have a plan at all, and we look at at what it does for them, and it really saves them money on their drugs, and that's. So I wanted to go over that again because I have come across so many people not aware about the extra help.
Yeah.
And you get that not from the Department of Social Services. That's from you organize that through Social Security. There's actually SSA. Yeah. So you get that. You can apply for that online, or you can go into Social Security and apply there. I do have the forms for both applying for extra help or for Medicaid if somebody wants to get a copy of those. But your best place would be to try to do that online if you can. You can Google, and as long as you're on a .gov site, then you'll know that you're in the correct site to apply.
Just Google extra help from DSL from Social Security Administration.
That's right. Yes, and you'll find it there.
Okay.
Yeah, and for that you also get a special enrollment period too, where you can, same thing as for Medicaid. You've got the first 3 quarters, so January, February, March, you can make one change. April, May, June, you can make a change. July, August, September, you can make a change to your plans. And of course, during annual enrollment period, you can make a change, but that only goes into force on the 1st of January.
Okay. Okay, we got a caller. Who's this?
Good morning, Rayford Lee.
Hello, how are
I
you?
thought it was you.
Yeah, it is, and I appreciate y'all having Peter on again. Peter, I have a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
The first one, if your doctors or your medical facilities, whatever, they decide, for example, they're no longer going to team up with United Healthcare, and that is your supplemental insurance, do you have an opportunity to change to the company that they're going to start
It's a
using?
good question.
Yes.
That is a good question. I don't think you do. You might be able to make a complaint to CMS and be able to change because of that. That might be one way to do it. The other way would be if there's a 5-star plan in your area, and Onzo does not have a 5-star plan. You could go into that 5-star plan. Unfortunately, that might not be a wise decision, because the 5-star plan for most of the state is also get out of network with a couple of what do you call them, with hospital systems. And so I'll look into that and find out what you can do about that. That is a good question, because
Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, because that is going to be affecting people. Up till now, I've been told by you mentioned United Healthcare. I've been told by actually I'm only licensed on the air to talk about Blue Cross, so I can't actually address that on the air. But if you wanted to come by my kiosk, I could talk to you about that then. And I'll find out what you can do.
Thank you. Actually, that's probably the other one, because my wife currently has Medicare as a disabled veteran. She has supplemental insurance through the county, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield. And I accidentally signed her up early before her 65th birthday for a different company. And they said, okay, well, you're in violation. Medicare said you're in violation of the law having 2 insurance companies. So she's dropping the second one. Is that one she could go back on her 65th birthday in April and start again?
So when you say another plan, that's a Medicare Advantage plan? Is that what you're talking?
It's a supplemental through the company you're not allowed to talk about right now.
Oh, okay. But so a supplemental, you mean an actual supplement plan, one where you're paying a premium per month?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she'll be able to sign up for that when she turns 65. Yes, if that's what she wants to do. But you could also look at an Advantage plan also at that stage. And one moment, because I've got, forgetting, of course, we're in the open enrollment season for during January, February, and March. You can make one change. So this month, February and March, if there's something you don't like, you can make one change. So if somebody in a plan and they're worried about the potential problems that's going to happen because they're they're going to be able to network with some of their doctors, then they can change to another plan where that isn't occurring. So
Okay,
yes,
well,
there is
thank
a
you for that
solution
information.
right now.
Well, thank you for that, and we'll see you at your kiosk. Thank you so much for having Peter on. Okay.
All right.
Thank you,
Chris.
Chris.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, Peter, next week, again, Tuesday, that's the 6th, from 9 to 1 and then 2 to 6 at the kiosk. Wednesday, February 7th, from 9 to 11
That's
at
right.
the kiosk.
Yeah.
And that's Western Boulevard and Marine Boulevard, North Marine Boulevard intersection, the old Walmart, as so many people call it. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoons from 2 to 6 this week.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
And my phone number, if anybody wants to call me, is 252-373-4056. And just to say that again, it's 252-373-4056. And you can also go to foxfoxplans.com.
That's the one I like.
I have to smile every time
Foxfoxplans.com.
he says that.
Okay.
Yeah, all that information is on our YouTube and Facebook page today,
All right.
too.
Peter, thank you. As
Well,
always.
thank you very
We'll
much.
see you next week.
Thanks.
All right. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. And right after the break, we should be having a call from the one, the only. It will be Miller time when we get back.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every day until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Hello. Pretty Piggly Wiggly store on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville and Main Street, Maysville. Remember to sign up for Pig's Perks. You receive 1 point for every dollar spent on further purchases. Over in the meat department, T-bone steaks, just $7.99 a pound. Boneless strip loins, 99 cents a pound. Whole Ive round is only $3.99 a pound. Whole fresh picnic, $1.49 a pound. How about baby back pork ribs, just $2.49 a pound. Fresh fryer leg quarters, sold in a 10-pound bag, is only 49 cents a pound. And Butterball fresh ground turkey, 16-ounce package is only $3.99. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over on produce, how about a 10-pound bag of Idaho potatoes, just $2.99. Canada cantaloupes, just $2.99 each. Nutritious blueberries, $3.99 a pint. Crisp green cabbage, just 79 cents a pound. Broccoli crowns are only $1.99 a pound. Large lemons, 69 cents each. And Western Honeycrisp apples, $1.99 a pound. And Western pears are also just $1.99 a pound. Remember to sign up for Pig's Perks, which means you get 1 point for every dollar you spend for further purchases. Remember also that you get 3 12-packs of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $14. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store over on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street, Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
Don't break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day. Be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love in your life. You see, you always get a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Family owned and operated since 1982. You are guaranteed to find the perfect diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery also has a great selection of earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make that special person happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Make that special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Chino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
And we're back. It's about 8:40, and it's Miller time, special time
Miller
today.
time.
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
It's
Doing
kind of
good.
cool and wet, but otherwise.
I was just reading your story that you did yesterday about the White Oak Jacksonville game. And I think, was it White Oak Jacksonville? Yeah, Swansboro at White Oak. I'm sorry. I've always got Jacksonville on my mind. That was a great story and great pictures.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was a great high school basketball game last night. Swansboro at White Oak. The boys' game first off was between two first place teams, and a little bit of a rivalry the last couple of years between the two teams. But they've been our two better high school boys basketball teams in the last couple of years. So great game. Looked like White Oak was going to win, but Swansboro hit a shot at the buzzer pretty much to send the game in overtime, and
Yes.
the Pirates prevailed in overtime. But
Yeah.
great effort nonetheless, and that's what high school sports is all about. Good competition, but some good play, but nothing got too crazy between the players or coaches, and I think everybody had a good time.
Yes, I was just reading a story. I mean, it just got me all excited just reading it. I was like, I wish I'd been there.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Those games are fun, and like I said, that's what it's all about. Whenever you can have a great atmosphere, and I mean for a lot of these high school kids, we're not going to see many that are going to go off to play in the NFL or NBA, and or go play for Duke, and that's not being a Debbie Downer or anything, but that's just the way it is, and that's okay. We do have a lot of kids that go off and do successful things in life, and whether it's the military or other jobs, and we're really proud of them. But for a lot of these young men and ladies, a big ball game like this is kind of their Super Bowl, is their championship game. So that's it's really cool to see how much that means for our young people.
The youngins playing, or young people playing, they're not youngins. So the young people playing in the sports arenas, I think it's wonderful for them. Organized sports can be a wonderful thing. I unfortunately never did it. One of the things I missed out on because I was doing so much of my own internal stuff, one-on-one.
Right.
So I did everything else. And growing up until got to high school, this was a very small community. Country Club Acres at that time, there were not very many people. And I was a long ways from where my classmates were. So I did not even get a chance to see them very much, except in school. That's the way it was. But I had a good time. I had a lot of woods to go into out here.
But Ray, speaking of high school, I did want to throw your Jacksonville Cardinals a bone. Their boys wrestling team is in action tonight. Starting at 6:00, they will host the third and fourth round of the dual team playoffs. So if they win tonight at 6, and then they'll wrestle again tonight around 7:30ish or so. And if they win that, then they'll wrestle Saturday in the state championship match. And,
cool.
They still have
awesome.
a long way to go. A couple of those teams that are like Croatan and a school called Union Pines are going to be coming to the birdcage on tonight. But some great high school wrestling action, and it's not that tables and chairs and kicking and punching that you're thinking of, Rayford. It's not wrestling.
Yeah, I know
WWE.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of those, the WWE type
Royal
stuff, the
Rumble.
wrestlings, but not impressed.
Oh, it's fun. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah, well, it's a soap opera with
I love it.
not even good actors.
I love it. Roman Reigns is my man.
Oh, I don't know any of them. With the wrestling, yes, I've been to a number of real wrestling matches. It's not something that they, like you say, they jump up and down and around and all that sort of good stuff. They can get into holds and stay there for quite some time.
Well, yeah, if you talk to some of the high school wrestlers or wrestlers and coaches in general, they wrestle for three periods for 2 minutes each.
Mhm.
And those for some of those young men and young ladies, we've had a good number of high school young ladies starting to wrestle here in Osceola County as well, which is great to see. Those 2 minutes are they say take forever,
Yeah.
just because it's so grueling and so difficult, and you're exhausted, you're tired, so it's it can be, really good high school wrestling can be really, really fun to watch, and I expect to see that tonight at the Birdcage.
Now, you mentioned female wrestlers, the girl wrestlers. They're not. They're wrestling other girls, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
and the girls are still permitted to wrestle, with the boys, and I've seen that. But now that high school girls wrestling is sanctioned by the high school association, athletic association, teams like Swansboro and Croatan, and Dixon, we've had a bunch of high schools have their own female wrestling team, and now we have a chance to have some more female individual state champions because the sport's sanctioned, and that'll give the young ladies an opportunity to receive some first place and state championships going forward as well.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Hey, Chris, thank you. Thanks for the coverage as well.
All right, thank you.
All right, you take care. Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. You got something you want to talk about? We're going to have a little longer period of time this time after the break. Don't go away.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone. This is John Davis, Mayor of Swansboro, also candidate for County Commissioner here in Onslow County. And I would ask for your vote. Just want to say thank you out to my Swansboro staff and what they are doing to make our town be as beautiful as it is. As I like to say, that we are the diamond in the ring for Onslow County. Shout out to my staff and the hard work that y'all do in Swansboro. And certainly to my Dairy Queen, invite all of you that come through Swansboro to stop at the Dairy Queen and visit with us. And my staff there will love on you and take care of you and hopefully get you some really delicious ice cream, or if also hungry for lunch or dinner, we do have some really good hamburgers and chicken tenders, so you can enjoy those as well.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Great Gas and Oil Company. And of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville. And 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. And our number, if you want to chat with us, is 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. The FBI violated private citizens' constitutional rights when it seized contents from hundreds of safe deposit boxes during a 2021 raid on a Beverly Hills business suspected of money laundering. That's what a federal appeals court ruled this week. This was a resounding victory, not just for our clients, the lawyers say, but the hundreds of people who've been stuck in a nightmare for years because of what the FBI did. The U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals found that the Bureau violated U.S. private vaults box holders' Fourth Amendment rights against unreasonable searches and seizures by opening and cataloging the contents of 1,400 safe deposit boxes without individual criminal warrants for each vault. What were they thinking? Holy mackerel. Going into anybody that's got a safe deposit box, you better have a warrant for each one of them. If you, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
It's, it just goes to show you.
Overreach.
Exactly. I was just trying to find, we had breaking news this morning, but I haven't been able to find it anywhere yet about the border talks yesterday in Congress. They ended up trashing the bipartisan deal on closing of the border. So I just wanted to get some more information. I still haven't been able to find anything on it yet. But I just where does that put us? Right back to the beginning again. And I wonder how much influence a presidential candidate had on the whole deal.
I have no idea.
Now, I know that it was being said that he was trying to talk GOP leaders into not going through with the border deal because he wanted to wait to when he became president to do it. So
I don't know.
Yes, I don't have the specifics.
I don't know. It's all confusing to me.
Yes,
Good morning.
it is.
Who's this?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey,
It's
Steve.
How y'all
Hey,
doing today?
Steve.
Thought that was your number.
Maybe you'll know.
You know me, I like to be the last. Yeah. Hey, I wanted to talk about the Secretary Mayorkas this morning, and my perspective is it's a complete waste of taxpayer money. And we all know that the Republicans in the House are doing everything they can to try and make Joe Biden look bad. And he's made mistakes, so, I mean, there's things you can call him out on, but this thing with the secretary, the two articles they're putting forward, one is that he said that the southern border was secure. Now, I would say it's not, would be my opinion, but that is an opinionated question. That is a subjective question. It's not a question of fact. It's a question about your opinion. And so to impeach him on that, frivolous. The other one is that he said we have operational control of the southern border. Operational control means that we can go in there and conduct operations without impunity. There's no force that's going to physically push us out of that area. So we do have operational control of the southern border. So it really comes down to what they expect operational control and a secure border to be. Does that mean that there's no fentanyl comes across that border and no illegal aliens come across that border? Because if that's what they're trying to achieve, that's something for fantasy land. That's not reality.
Well, that's what it's like world peace. That's what the ideal would be, to have world peace. That's not going to happen. We know that. Miss America candidates who keep saying that's not going to work. Get over it. Find another program to get on board. But the operational control, I looking at it, I would say we do not have operational control. And I know that it's just like in Jacksonville way back when we've had situations going on downtown all the time. The police department sometimes lost operational control. There weren't enough cops here. And there were some, at 1 a.m. when it used to be the bars closed at 1 a.m. At 1 a.m., whoa, it was Katie barred the door when on a pay weekend when the the doors closed and they all headed for the bus station or their cars to get back to the base. And there were a lot of fights. And no, there were not enough Jacksonville cops to control all of those fights. So at that time, we would lose operational control. And
momentarily.
Until they all either got subdued or enough base was
Put
sprayed in
on the
the area.
bus.
I wouldn't.
Right.
I never would have wanted to ride one of those buses after a big fight downtown. It's like holy mackerel, because there was a lot of mace sprayed. But
I get your.
but then at the border, we see it every day and we hear it every day, and even when Border Patrol catches them, there's turn them loose. They got to turn them loose, and they go somewhere in the country, so that we're not operationally in control of that border. Never. Have we ever been out? Have we ever been in operational control? Probably not.
What I'm referring to is what the military would consider operational control. Meaning that don't mean you don't get shot at, but it means that you can conduct operations in there and you don't get forced out.
Yeah.
So, just like with the point you made about Jacksonville, that was a momentary lapse in operational control. But in general, the police force has operational control in Jacksonville. Wouldn't you agree?
In general, yes.
As a general statement. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is that the answers he gave were somewhat of an opinion, somewhat subjective, depending on what you're considering, the criteria for that. So what it comes down to is they're just trying their best to grab something to try and make the Biden administration look bad. It's not going to go anywhere. There's not even all the Republicans in the Senate would vote for it. They're saying that this is such a crisis. They are actively trying to undermine any attempts to solve the problem. Even by Republicans who want to solve this problem. They're trying to undermine that as well. This past weekend, Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley both said they have not read the bill, but they do not want to give a win to Biden. That was their sole reason that they wouldn't vote for it. And they came right out and said it. They're not even hiding it anymore. That they're willing to let Americans suffer to try and undermine Biden and make Trump look good.
Well, the political motive here is disgusting. It's just totally disgusting. Not to go ahead and do something now, if you've got bipartisan support, is ridiculous. But that's also political, because Biden is, he's got his back up against the wall right now. We know that.
Well, what they've got is they got the Democrats willing to concede more than they've been willing to concede in the past.
Yeah,
and that's the reason why a lot of Republicans are coming forward saying this is a good deal. We're getting stuff that we've wanted for a long time.
Absolutely.
That's what Tillis said. Right.
Yeah, Tillis said the same thing. I agree.
Steve, have you heard anything this morning about the deal being trashed? Because I know I heard on the news this morning that they trashed the whole thing.
My understanding was, and this was from a Republican senator.
Yes.
He said that they were in the process of putting the bill in writing, that all the details have been working out, but they're just getting the language worked out, and then they're going to present that to the House.
Okay, because I know I heard it this
Republican
morning.
is being attacked because he's trying to work with the Democrats on this bill.
Yes.
And he's a Trump supporter. I mean, he is a hardcore Trump. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he's the leading Republican on these negotiations. But yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. If Trump can call in and tank something that everybody wanted, could he have possibly got them to do this impeachment investigation against Joe Biden without any real evidence?
Was it Langford you're talking about?
Langford.
Yes.
That's him. Yeah. That's the one. But he's received a lot of criticism this weekend because he's come out and said that the border deal is a good deal, that the Republicans are getting more out of this than they ever got the Democrats to move before. And that's they shipped all these migrants up north. It worked. They got the Democrats to come to the table and concede a lot, and now they don't want it because it's going to make the Democrats look good in some way, they think.
Well, that's the political part that I think is totally disgusting.
I agree.
I'm not sure
many
why.
people die a day from fentanyl? How many people are going to die? And then it wouldn't stop it if they passed this bill necessarily. But I mean,
it's a start.
If you got a law,
responsibility for that.
If you got a bill that becomes a law, you got something to enforce. And quit turning them loose. Round them up and send them back.
That's what the bill does too, and there's a express process for asylum seekers to to weed through them quicker from people who don't have legitimate claims to people who do that. The bill is really going to change our immigration law to make it easier for any president to slow down the flow of people coming across our border.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the Republicans, and that's the part that drives me up the wall, is they're screaming that we need to do something about the border and actively blocking any attempt at the same time. But that undermines their credibility completely, in my view.
I know what their motives are to oppose it, but that's going to backfire because the majority of the voters in this country are not members of either party.
That's right.
They're me. Right. And we're going to be disappointed and disgusted with them.
And Steve.
Well, but anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to throw out there. I think the whole thing with May, of course, is a tremendous waste of money. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm tired of our tax dollars going for political stunts. I don't know how everybody else feels.
I don't know why they can't go to work and get some jobs done.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because you're being paid. We're paying you up
That's
there.
right.
And I think you ought to cut your salaries.
Right. And their report card is that they're the most unproductive Congress in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't got a budget.
Right.
We're almost, September is the end of the fiscal year. You know, and we still don't have a budget.
All right, Steve.
Anyway,
have a good one.
blessed day.
Thanks, Steve. You too.
All right, coming up tomorrow.
Very busy morning.
It's going to be a busy one. We got
we have Philip Williams. He's the candidate for the Board of Education. I know, I almost said elections.
I did too.
He will be in the studio with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 8:05, Judge Jefferson Griffin. He's a North Carolina Supreme Court Justice. He will be calling in at 8:05. And then we have Bob Jones coming in around 8:30.
Yep.
And you know the story on that one?
Yes, Veterans Stand Down Project this month.
Very
so
good.
we're going to be talking
Very
about
good.
that tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we're going to take a break for 22 hours. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early. Kelly is still out of town.
I don't know about bright, but we'll be here.
Well, the lights will be on, so it'll
No,
be
I'm
bright.
talking about me.
I know. Well, you'll hit a light. It'll make you bright
Yeah.
when you come through the
I'm
door.
going to go get windshield wipers
And
now.
get some windshield wipers so you can see the blasted highway. And get some paint too. Why don't you go out there and paint some lines in it?
I need to.
I wonder if that would
I'll
work.
tell you what.
Meanwhile, after Fox News at 10 o'clock, another dose of the Daily D's with our buddy Rick Dees. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Rick's going to hand off the whole kit and caboodle over to Hollywood Man, the man.
That's our celebrity.
Yes, that's right. All right, we'll see you in the morning. Have a great day and be safe.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ.